What if I told you there's a new Pokemon game that feels like Minecraft, Dragon Quest Builders, and a cozy life sim all fused together, and somehow it actually works? And the real question is, should you buy Pokemon Pokopia? Welcome back to the channel. This is Lunar Arcade, where we break down hidden gems, performance, and whether games are actually worth your time. If you enjoy honest reviews and discovering games like this, make sure to subscribe using the link below. It really helps the channel grow. So Pokopia is not just Pokemon Minecraft like some people are saying. It's more like a fusion of Pokemon, sandbox building games, and something very close to Dragon Quest Builders. And that comparison is important because if you play Dragon Quest Builders, you already know that formula is addictive. At its core, this is a build, explore, and restore the world type of game. You're dropped into a Pokemon world that's clearly been through something. Destroyed buildings, abandoned Pokemon centers, scattered Pokemon, and a world that feels broken. There is this underlying mystery. Was it a cataclysm? What actually happened here? And the game doesn't just tell you. Instead, it lets you discover it slowly through notes, environmental storytelling, and exploration. It really picks at your curiosity here. And what actually surprised me the most is that there's always something to do. Every time you think you're just setting into one system, you unlock a new mechanic, a new ability, a new crafting option. It's constant. It's like the game is built around that shiny dopamine loop. You never feel stuck or bored. Building is where the game really shines. You're not just building for fun, you're building habitats. And when you do, Pokemon actually move in. Not only that, but they interact, they talk with each other, they form relationships, and sometimes even argue, which adds this whole layer of life to your world. And even better, you can use their abilities. For example, if you give wood to a Pokemon like Scyther or Pinsir, they process the materials. Or some even have the litter ability, meaning that they'll drop materials for you over time. And at first, the game starts with you getting the water ability first, allowing you to water the ground because everything is barren and dry and lifeless. And as you water everything, it starts to come to life, giving you that luscious green, grass and trees included. At first, I thought I'd have to manually fix everything, but the game keeps introducing smarter, faster solutions, which feels incredibly satisfying. Like rain, for instance. When rain unlocks, it'll actually do a lot of the watering for you. That's not to say I won't let my OCD take over sometimes and do it myself. There's also a surprising vibe here that reminds me of Viva Pinata, building environments that attract creatures, watching them live and interact. It's that feeling of building something and then watching it come alive. You're not just placing blocks, you're creating an ecosystem. Pokemon show up, settle in, interact, and suddenly your world starts to feel less like a game and more like a living space you actually built. And what really keeps that momentum going is how the game handles progression. It doesn't just dump everything on you at once. Instead, it slowly layers systems on top of each other. You might start out just gathering basic materials, but before you know it, you're unlocking new crafting recipes, better tools, new ways to automate tasks, and it feels earned. There's always this sense of, alright, what's the next thing I'm about to unlock? One of the things I didn't expect to enjoy as much as I did is the music integration. You can actually collect CDs, and then when you have the tool to play them, you can place it in your house so you can listen to that music. So now you're in your custom built town with your Pokemon walking around and that familiar music playing in the background. It hits a very specific kind of nostalgia. There's also a daily challenge system which gives you stamps, and those stamps turn into currency, and you can use that currency at the in-game terminals like the one near the first Pokemon Center. At first it feels like a small thing, but over time it adds structure to your play sessions. You log in, knock out a few challenges, earn rewards, and then decide what you want to build or expand next. It keeps the game from ever feeling directionless. Now, if you're like me and sometimes run low on materials, the game has a really smart solution. You can talk to Drifloon and use Pokemon dolls to travel to randomly generated islands. These islands are packed with resources, so instead of grinding the same area over and over, you get these little side adventures where you can gather materials quickly, explore new layouts, and then bring everything back to your main world. It breaks up the gameplay in a really nice way. And another feature that I genuinely enjoyed is the screen share multiplayer. I had a friend jump in who didn't even own the game. We played together, built together, explored together, and it just worked. It's one of those features that feels like, why don't more games do this? And honestly, it's a really smart way to get people interested in the game. On the Nintendo Switch 2, performance has been really solid. It feels like it's hovering around the 60 FPS range most of the time. I had a few minor dips here and there in handheld mode, but nothing actually pulled me out of the experience. and I was especially curious how it would handle more Pokemon on the screen later. So far, no major issues. Also, this is something builders are really going to appreciate: mouse mode with the Joy-Cons. If you're someone who likes precision when building, this makes a huge difference. You can still play traditionally, but once you switch to this, it's hard to go back. It just makes everything faster, cleaner, and more satisfying. And I think the biggest thing that really surprised me with this game is just how much freedom it gives you as a player. You can play this however you want. If you want to focus on building, you can go all in. If you want to explore, there's always something new to discover. If you just want to chill and manage your little Pokemon ecosystem, you can do that too. There's no pressure forcing you into one specific playstyle, and because of that, the game becomes really easy to just get lost in. You'll sit down thinking you're going to play for 30 minutes and suddenly it's been 5 hours. And this is where I think the game really shines long term. Between the constant unlocks, the evolving world, the Pokemon interactions, and the building systems, it feels like the game that's going to keep giving over time, not just something you finish and move on from. This game is also geared towards Pokemon events. There was a recent Pokemon event with Hoppip lasting until the 25th of March that sent you on these little side quests to collect spores on the islands you navigate to with Drifloon, and by turning them in, you can get event items. And that's not all too, you can also get Hoppip and other Pokemon that you can only get during the events. And this really makes me wonder what other events they're going to roll out in the future. So let's bring it all together. Should you buy Pokemon Pokopia? Yes, 100%. This is one of those games that feels like it came out of nowhere and ended up being way better than what anyone was expecting. I give this game a 10 out of 10. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And hit that bell notification icon so you can be notified when the next video drops. And be sure to check out my other game reviews and my full game review playlist. If you're into discovering hidden gems, game reviews, there's a lot more waiting for you there. Thank you guys for watching. This is Lunar, signing off.